Right, so this is the second item we're going to look at from Lidl, and yeah, this is I had one of these for many years in the other workshop, and it's eventually failed, so Lidl have got these in at the moment, and I think it was about £99, so it seemed fairly reasonable, certainly cheaper than I could find on Amazon, my usual source of bits and pieces. So just grab this and we'll have a look, see what we've got. So again, the company's German, obviously, so we have we've got a PDF, online PDF QR code. That's nice. A breakdown of all the parts, etc. Looks like German first, is it? Yeah, and then English here. Manufacturer, Sheepak, Germany. So are we saying this is made in Germany, or it's a German owned company but it's made in China? That's going to be interesting. So yeah, basic but well, quite comprehensive instructions. Now we have a chuck and key. So we can pack these onto the bench, I suspect that'd be easiest. We have the base. We have a on-off switch assembly. Plus and minus, don't know what the hell that does. Where do the connections go? No, actually I don't know. Looks like we've got spring contacts in there for some sort of battery. We'll have to read the instructions on that one. I've absolutely no idea how that comes out or apart. Or what it does even, no idea. Okay, so we have a pack of bits and pieces. We've got nuts, bolts, some handles. We have some batteries in there, so that clearly is for this, but how that comes apart and what it's actually for, I don't know. Oh, we've got some lights in there. Now, I wonder if that is a lit assembly through here. It might light the work area. So that's that. We have a vise. We have the pretty much bog standard guard, spring-loaded guard. It's pretty much the same on all of these cheap stands. And then we've got a big work plate with the lever to lock it in place. And if we lift out this polystyrene, we're going to find the main unit. Part of the stand. Hopefully we can now get to the main unit. God, it's a lump. Right, there we go. Oh dear. Right. So first of all we have a motor. It's all German. It doesn't say made in Germany, but that's kind of the impression I'm getting. Manufactured December 2021 with a serial number. Cable, yeah, looks to be long enough. The cable length on these is not so important because it's going to be permanently mounted on the bench and they're bound to have sockets relatively close, I would think. But yeah, it must be close to 6 or so foot long. We've got a removable cover. We've got a lot of grease and oil floating around on that. Let's grab one of these towels and just wipe some of that off before we get it everywhere. There we go. So caution laser. Oh, okay, do you think it's got these were little diode lasers then that you can focus onto the workpiece, I would assume. So on off switch, then can we get this assembled here, or is that going to be a bit of an ask? I think it's going to be too complicated. Again, oil and grease everywhere, as you'd expect. That has been obviously sprayed black and then they have milled over that. It doesn't look very well done. You can just see the light refracting off the surface at funny angles, especially here. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. Yep, that all lines up okay. Let's open up this pack of bits, see what we've got. So we've got 3 handles, oops, for the depth. Just nip them up. That is the depth guide. So we've got 3. Okay, let's grab the instructions and see if we've got nice clear build instructions. We don't have 3, actually we do have 3, 4 large washers there, but we don't have anything else that requires 4 washers. I was looking for 3 washers for this, but I think it probably just bolts in with the bare bolts. Yeah, not seeing build instructions anywhere. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a breakdown of the whole machine, in fact. So that should show us where the washers are used, and in this case we're looking at the stand, and it basically is just 3 bolts here that need to be used to hold that down. There's no washers or anything on there. So we'll pop those in. expecting to build this actually, so I don't have spanners and things here. They are all in the other shed, so I might just nip all this up and then tighten them fully later. Okay, so that is that. This obviously will go in here. Yeah, see, that's not... One of those isn't very well made. Yeah, it's pretty rough cast, and they haven't bothered to mill the base of this, so yeah, it can only go on that way. I guess once bolted down it's not a big problem, but I don't want to see things like this rocking, you know, that something is out there. As I said, this doesn't look very well milled. In fact, it kind of looks like somebody's gone over the top of it with an angle grinder rather than milling it properly. One of these is a little out. Let's take this, which you would hope is milled correctly, and we'll just lay it on there. Yeah, again, it's rocking all over the place, so I suspect this base is not very well done. Hopefully this bit is. Yeah, that's good. Oh, actually, you know what? I think, am I being stupid here? And this bit at the bottom is to bolt it down to the desk that you're working on, the workbench. That could be the case, couldn't it, actually? Yeah. I suspect this is the work area, and that sits on top of there, which would explain why it's pretty good now. So I think that is me misunderstanding what that actually does, that base bit. It's not for this to go on. Right, so let's have a look. Literally, I'm just going to have to lift this up, are we, and pop it onto the top. Actually, I'm going to move the camera up now so we can see what's going on at the top. There we are, that is in place. There is an Allen key here, so you can nip that up. That stops it rotating. There's another one there, is that the same? Yeah, I suspect it is. So we've got two Allen key bolts here, one here, one here. We can just nip those up for a second. Now I have absolutely no idea. Alright, so we're going to pop in these adjusters. He says. I don't think these have been very well machined either. Yeah, they're pretty rough. Nobody's really bothered to finish those off very well. They have a flat edge just been stamped in there, so they're expecting them to be quite tight, I would think. Yeah, so we're going to have to tighten those up with the spanner in a minute. They are going in, of course they're going in. I'm putting them in square, and of course they're not square, they stick out a little bit. clear the case. So yeah, we're going to have to just get the spanners out in a minute and just tighten these up, but you get the idea. So that is that. Nice range of movement. We have the on off at the front. So we've got the depth. I've no idea where that goes. So we have the chuck here. That is just a push fit. Again, covered in oil as you'd expect. So we'll just put that on there. That is good. We've got the key. That is good. We've got a depth stop here, which I'm guessing is going the other side. Let's have a look. So depth stop. Well, it's really not obvious where all these bits go. Right. Let's have a look at the front. Right, I'll just spin this around. And this is what we've got. There's a bracket here. Nope, that does go through there. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got a picture of that side of the machine. Oh, you know what? I think I should have put that on before the chuck went on. But that's not good, because you can bet your life that's not going to come out very easily, even though I have just gently tapped it into place. Yeah. Stroke a lot there. So it looks like this has got to go on first. Yeah. So that has to go on first. Spin that round. Oh god, just scratched the tabletop up completely. Okay, let's grab the screwdriver again and we'll just nip that one up. Yeah, there we go. So that is the guard there. Just going to do those wing nuts up. Oops, not that way. There we go. So that is all adjustable. Not got that quite square, so let's just loosen that fraction and spin it around. There we go. That's better. Rubber washer there that's come down. It's just a little bump stop, I think. I don't know whether you can see that in there or not. Okay, that's that. So we still have this to go on. I have absolutely no idea where it goes. And I don't know how to fit that. And we have a few bits and pieces left over, so it could be that these bolts are maybe they'll bolt through onto a metal work surface. Let's just bring that down. There we go. Okay, looks like the depth stop goes this way. Ah, look, of course it does. There's a gauge on the side, 0 to 2 inches. So yeah, of course that is going to go up there. Still not obvious how it goes together though. Wait a minute, wait a moment. Is that a captive nut space under the shield? I think it is. Okay, does that come off? Yeah. Probably correct. So you line the little red pointer up at the top, the 0 mark, and you can see how far that has plunged down. So yeah, just important to keep that on 0, and then you can bring these right the way down. Let's say you only wanted a 1 inch cut, and bang, yeah, there we go. So let's just tighten that into that nut fully, spin that round there, and there we go. So nut goes into the plastic here. Let's just zoom in a little bit. So yeah, the nut goes into the shield, screw through there into there. You adjust these 2 bolts and lock them gently together. You 0 out the red marker, and now we've set that to only go down, it's just shy of 1 inch. So that's the depth stop sorted out. Go. So really the only issue that we've got is where the hell that goes. It looks like it wants to go in there. Okay, so we're going to have to turn this around again. See if that is on camera. So there is obviously space for that screw. It's a countersunk screw, and there's a little, oh there we are, sorry, the screw goes through the bottom. There's a little raised bit there, and if we look underneath, we've got 2 holes, one for the screw, one for the raised bit. I'm not sure which way around it goes there. I would suspect it is in this way. Interesting, because it doesn't actually fit because of the guard here. That's interesting. Got it around the wrong way. Yeah, it could be. Alright, so but let's work out how to get the batteries in first. There's nothing too obvious there. Ah, there we go. Right, so let's bring that closer. Okay, so there is a little locking tab here. Push that up and slide the battery cover open like that. Space for 2 batteries, which we have been supplied with. Don't see any markings. Oh yes, we have got markings on there. So negative goes to the top on the pivot side, and obviously the other way on the other side. So we'll close that, slide that little locking tab back. Hopefully you can see that mechanism, and then I guess, oh hang on, if we look here, we've pushed that spring out, so that's going to be something to watch for. Let's open that door again. Yeah, that has fallen out the side. Not a very good design, that one. So negative down, so that's that one, and then that one. Close and lock, and see if we get anything this time. Nothing. So that's not a good start either, is it? To say whether that's correct or not, because it doesn't quite look right. Let's try around the other way. I wonder if they've labelled this up incorrectly. Yeah, they've got the battery terminals labelled incorrectly. We've now got a bit of a laser, and if I show it on my hand, you can see the centre, hopefully. Yeah, so yes, I think they've got that marked incorrectly. Now, which way round did we say that went? This way. So yeah, let's just get that screwed in there. That really doesn't want to go in there. No, that does not want to go in there. So see if there's a problem with that screwing in. No, it doesn't want to go into that one. It does want to screw into the other one, so we've clearly got this round the wrong way. Okay, so let's try again, but the other way around this time. Oh yeah, that fits much better this time actually. Yeah. Okay, so that is done. Don't know whether that's supposed to have any adjustment or not. It certainly isn't in the middle of anything. It's right over here. So I'm not really sure what. You can't see it probably now, but yeah, the cross is there. You'd hope it would be in the middle of the workpiece. Obviously makes no difference as you raise that up. Now there are screws here, but I don't think they're for adjusting anything. So I don't really understand what use that is if it's not in the centre of anything. You'd want the, I don't know whether you can see this or not. I'm just going to bring this a little bit closer and we'll zoom in. Can you see the crosshairs there? Yeah, I think you can. There's the middle, and there are the crosshairs. So that is absolutely not where that is going to be drilling. It's miles out. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is then, because it's so far out. It doesn't seem like you've got much adjustment. Just literally unscrews. Ah, hang on a second. Let's just try that again. I'm going to need to undo that a bit more. Ah, there we are. You loosen these collars and then you can adjust right where the centre is. Probably need something a little darker than that, but that is definitely going to work. I just can't see where the centre is anymore. So it's here, that's close but not quite right, and that's how that's done. That's quite clever actually. Don't know whether you can see that or not, but we're just tweaking that to get into the centre. It's not quite there, just need to move that across. That is pretty close. We would have to put a drill in there and come down and just make sure that that is exactly in the centre. So yeah, it might be in the centre of there, but I'm not sure the drill is. So yeah, quite clever. And then we just lock up the little collars that are up the top. So that adjustment is, you can see that there is a wheel here that moves the laser line, and then there's a little collar just above it, which you will just tighten up when you've set that. So yeah, that's quite clever. We have a 45-degree adjustable table. Looks like that's just a bit of bolt that runs through there. So we're done, but what I don't know what we've got. Oh, I suppose these must be 2 bolts. Oh, where are we? We've got a couple of bolts, 4 washers, and I suspect that goes through your bench or whatever, or I suppose it could be for clamping this. What do we reckon? Is that for clamping that? Yeah, because these aren't long enough to go through your work surface, so that's exactly what that's for. You've got 4 bolts, 4 washers, 2 bolts, 4 washers, 4 nuts, and that will go straight through there and bolt your table, your device into position. Right, so at least we know what that is for now. So that is everything assembled. Let's just... That's unusual, never seen that before. A spring-loaded bit of metal in the chuck. Ah, and you know why they've done that? That is a very clever safety feature. Because how many times have you done something up and forgotten it's in there? With this little spring-loaded piece, you cannot leave it in there. It's going to ping out every single time. That's excellent. That is a really clever idea. I've never seen that on anything before. But obviously, when you, if you did leave that in place accidentally and started this, that could be disastrous. But with that spring-loaded bit, not a chance. That's going to pop out every single time. Excellent. Now, can we plug this in? Will it reach anywhere? I think it probably will. Just going to have to turn the camera's power off and use the battery. So let's just fire this up, see what sort of noise we get. Perfectly acceptable. Obviously this is belt driven, and let's just see if we can spin that round, and we'll unscrew the cover again, which is fitted with a Allen key here. It's on a hinge the other side. Very often these are not on hinges. You have to lift the whole cover off and take all the screws out. But yeah, so here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speeds. A lot of grease underneath there. I don't know why that's on that. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, I think you can. So yeah, with you've got the belt settings shown on the back there. We can go from 600 revolutions per minute to 9 to 13 to 18 to 2650, so quite a nice range. We've got grease applied to these hinges, so yeah, that is all quite nicely made for the money. I think that's quite good. Cable routing's been done neatly, everything is held in place, and yeah, we'll just shut that, nip it back up, and this will go off to the other workshop. And there we go. Just got to tighten these up. Yeah, not bad. I think for the money that will do very nicely. So yeah, that is a look at the little drill and stand. Very clever, the chuck. I'm just going to add an extra little section to this. Of course, this doesn't fit down here. This is for clamping it to the bench. This is where all the work goes on. The drill can never get down to here, obviously. This is the adjustable part of the machine. So with the supplied hardware, you can just attach the vise to this. Yeah, and just nip that up and move it around as is required. So yeah, that's how that actually goes together. So just zoom in, better look. Yeah, there you go, you get the idea. Nothing to do with the base. It all goes here where all the action goes on. Okay.